I turned this client's 50 USD account into 3,000 USD in just a few days, not with luck, but with pure skill. Now, imagine how thrilling it will be doing this on a bigger funding backed by a prop firm that actually wants you to win. This is MatrixTradersFund, and this could be your story next. This is a game-changer prop firm offering both Deriv synthetic indices and forex pair as well. You get a free retry if you fail on your first challenge. That's insane. And 90% profit split on your first payout, limited to the first 1,000 subscribers. This isn't just funding, it's a movement built for traders like you. Tap on the link below to sign up now. So there's our 50 USD we're going to be trading, and we're beginning with VIX 25S. And I started off by selling immediately before I analyzed. This is because I spotted the move and I had to enter it as quickly as I could. Now, with the 50 USD account, I raised more than I should have here. I think I went in 0.005, like the smallest lot size you could enter. And yeah, now let's get into the analysis. So I spotted a wipe above those highs. You know, price had been giving us these rejections, and another wipe around there. It went into the internal range and gave us another, or like should I say the last wipe before it gave us a change of character or a break of structure. So now after a broke structure, went back into that same range and then gave us a stop hunt. Now this stop hunt made it dip down further. Okay, the stop hunt was followed by a daily order block, but after I created this stop hunt, it broke structure and went dip before it returned back up and gave us this consolidation that it's at currently. Now we can see that there's a stop hunt that took place above that high, and it's key because now we can sort of like go with the flow. So in that stop hunt, what we get to see is price has been respecting like institutional order flow. It respected the 4-hour order block, and then, you know, it gave us a break of structure within that range. You know, you can see there's that break of structure, went back up to respect the rejection block, and then it continued to drop downwards. Now it dropped downwards to give us this liquidity grab, and after it gave us a liquidity grab, it respected the interest point that was below that low, which is the 4-hour order block. So it grabbed liquidity, hit the 4-hour order block, and it's now reacting like shooting up. Now should it shoot up or it's going to shoot back down? Now I think it's going to shoot back down, because if you notice, price kept on breaking structure there, it broke structure again there, and within this market structure, like these moves, there was a lot of momentum, but at last it gave us a stop and right there, and then it made a sharp drop downwards. Now yes, after it created that wipe or stop point, it hit the 1-hour order block, then it made a sharp move downwards. And while it made that sharp move downward, like that drop, you can see that drop, it left an inefficiency, like a small gap where I think price will collect some liquidity and then drop downward. So currently it wiped there and tried to shoot down, but it couldn't. And this is the fair value gap that I was talking about, that price fills and then it has to drop downward. I saw this and I was like, this is the move I'm going to be milking. So it gave us a stop point within that fair value gap, and then it tapped the 15-minute order block. Now this 15-minute order block is crucial because it's literally like our interest point, like our key interest point, and it gave us another stop hunt within that smaller time frame. Now this I think it's basically now simple. You just have to keep on selling, but if you really want to look at it deeper, price gave us just that change of character, and it might shoot back up to the 15-minute or 5-minute breaker block, and the upper one, like the higher 5-minute breaker block. So I could have waited for it to retrace back up and then I'll drop down with it, but then I just thought it has to keep on shooting down, and of course it has to keep on dropping. There is the sell side liquidity there, and even the other inefficiencies, or should I say imbalances, that are like below. So I went in 10 0.05s there, and this is a 50 USD account. We will have to see what price does afterwards. Okay, so after some time, I'm not sure how long it had been, you can see price was consolidating at my entry level there, and now it started showing more signs that it's going to dip further down. So I decided to scale in. Now initially I placed 10 positions of 0.05, the smallest lot size you could enter, and I decided to double that and place in the same amount, like 10 more positions of 0.05. Now later you could see it had broken that low that he had targeted, but I knew of course that it had to keep on dropping down to fare in that imbalance it created when it was shooting up. So after a while, I think about maybe an hour or two, price nicely made a drop down. Like you could see, like it dropped down gracefully, and it dropped down to that low right there, and I could see a potential wipe or a reversal right around there. So I decided, because we went from 50 USD to a whooping 700 USD, yes, that's an insane profit margin. So I decided to close, and yeah, we have to move to the next setup, which is on VIX 75 index. Okay, so on to VIX 75 index. We're continuing with our 758 in our balance. You can see the history right there. We milked VIX 25S, and this setup we start on the weekly chart, where we can see there's a wipe there and price rallied up, and before it broke structure, you can see it created that stop hand and it bounced from after it tapped the daily bullish order block, and after it tapped the daily bullish order block, it continued its rally up, and you can see this one, it was more aggressive, broke structure below, broke structure above that high, and then it continued to break structure again above that higher high on our left. Now after this, you can see like it ended up starting to reverse, and it reversed back down to a key zone where I want us to be buying it. So right there you can see price raided that low, and there is an inefficiency or imbalance. I did not highlight it, but you can see price kept on breaking structure, and you know, it was building within that imbalance till it wiped that low, and below that low you see like it tapped once again the daily bullish order block. So after it tapped there, you can see price neatly shoot back up, and now we want to capture a buy. So after it wiped and hit the daily order block, we have to analyze how it moved, or how it was moving upward. So it tapped the 4-hour order block. There was a nice smooth institutional buy order flow right there. Tap the 4-hour order block, and there's another tap on another 4-hour order block again, and it kept on doing that. Another, it tapped again. This is the last one that I can see there. It's like a step ladder. Another 4-hour order block. This is the last one before it broke structure right there. It couldn't manage to return back down to tap that 4-hour order block there, but after it broke structure, it went up, and then that's when it currently dropped. It had a massive drop back down, and of course, like I said, we're trying to buy it where it's at right now. So this is sort of like a liquidity grab, or a BOS, whatever I want to call it, but you can see it made a massive reversal from there, and then now we want to capture a buy. So there's that low right there, and price according to this analysis, it's raiding it, or it's like grabbing liquidity below it, and then it will shoot up. And there's a smaller low right there, and I think price has to wipe and then build structure right there, and will ride the wave upwards. So below the low it has wiped right now, there is a 30-minute order block right there. Price once tapped on it, but I believe it's going to tap on it again, and that's how we're going to sort of capture our buy. So it has not yet hit the 30-minute order block, and I believe it has to. So let me stretch out this trend line and show you guys, and this is where I'm going to be placing my buy orders right above there, right on the 30-minute order block. And I went in strong. This is a 750 something USD account, but I still went in stronger than I should have. 0.1 lot sizes, and I placed 10 of them on that 30-minute order block, and hopefully price will come back down, wipe the low it has created, and then we'll enter it. Wait, I think I ended 7, and then I'll add 3 more afterwards. So let's wait for what happens afterwards. Okay, so this is moments after we had gotten activated into the markets, and remember, like I said before, we had 7 positions in, so I decided to add in 3 more positions to make it 10. Now, after a short amount of time, again price moved into our direction, and it placed us at 900 USD profit. That's insane. Look at that small movement. That's 900 USD. So when it dropped back down to my entries, I don't know what got into me. I decided, let me add 10 more positions. Yes, that's right, 10 more positions on a 700 USD account. Now this paid off. Like you can see right there, it paid off big time. I was right on point. The entry was sniper with 3,000 USD in profit. Like, that's crazy. From 50 USD to 3K. That's insane. That's insane, I tell you. And so after some time, again price reversed, and I was thinking, it's not such a big deal. You understand? It's not a big deal. Maybe like, you know, it's going to keep on shooting up. Like, maybe it's just going back down to do some things. But after some time, I could see a little bit of resistance, and it just didn't want to shoot up. Now this is a time lapse, and price wanted to shoot up, but you could see like it wasn't going for it. It wasn't going for it. Now with 200 USD margin, the buy orders I placed in were so powerful that if it went below our buy position, we'll be in major losses. So we're already bleeding at this time. Look at where, like, the pips it had below our buy positions are right there, and the amount or the loss we were in right now is around 500 USD, like negative 500 USD, and that's small. So that's more like the movement. So when it reached lower than 100 USD, I decided to close. Like, there's nothing I could do. Went from 3K down to 85, but I was still hungry and I wanted to go back up there. So on to our next setup to avenge myself, and that setup is going to be on VIX 10S. Now let me just show you the history right there. We're back down to 80 USD. Now VIX 10S, we start off on the weekly with a stop hand right above that high, and it's doing this within that weekly bearish order block. Now let me zoom down to the daily time frame to see what happens after it did that. It created a wipe again above that high, and finally it broke structure. So it wiped there and then it dropped down to break structure below that low, and after I broke structure below that low, went back up to sort of give us a stop hand or a wipe again before it rallied down. So you can see that wipe right there price then shot down to break structure below that low. Now there was a bit of some market structure there, but I don't know if I went over it. So price, basically what it did is it went back up there, and then it gave us another wipe above that high. This is on the weekly order block, like this is on the weekly time frame. And if we zoom out, or if we zoom in on the daily, you can see sort of like a BOS or like a liquidity grab or some sort. But what it was doing right there is it was reversing basically. So you can see there's a wipe right there, and after it gave us a wipe, it gave us an SMS, shift in market structure. It couldn't continue to shoot upwards. Now it continued to drop down, and you can see after it continued to drop down that it gave us the break or change of character, BOS or change of character, whatever you want to call it. So we want to keep on shooting down with it. This is my plan. This is what I was analyzing and what I saw. So let me just cover basically what I could see right there. Is the price respected the 4-hour bearish order block, and then it broke structure below that low. Now it returned back up, and you could see there was a respect on that rejection block. And this matters because we're going to use this later. So there was a stop hunt, and it respected the rejection block right there. Now after it respected the rejection block, it dropped down to give us a wipe. Now this wipe is sort of like a test. I don't know what it was doing. It gave us a wipe and then went up. There was some fair value gap that it did not quite fill, and it just it wiped again within that range, and then that's when it made the break of structure below there. Now this is where we are currently at. Now we want to sell with it. And why are we selling? Now price returned back up, and then right now it's sort of raiding that high. You can see it's raiding that high. It's filling in the imbalance there. And where exactly am I going to sell? Because it's messed up there. So we zoom out on the daily, and we see there's a rejection block. So that's the first telltale interest point where I want to be selling at. That's the minimum entry where I'm going to sell it, and we're going to sell to the sell side liquidity. Now what else is around that level? Well, of course I can see the 4-hour order block, so I must be on the right track. Somewhere around that level we're going to sell it. Now let's zoom in more to see the price action that it gave us on top of this. So it was just consolidating there, and there's a 5 or 15 minute order block right above there, and I don't want to stretch it out, but I want to mark out that it's in line with the rejection block and the 4-hour order block, and there's a confluence right there. So that's where I think price has to shoot up, and then activate our orders and we'll sell it. So I placed in one lot sizes 10 positions on an ATSD account, quite strong. So we'll have to see what happens or what price did after some time. Now that's a clean entry, gents. That is a clean entry. Look at that. So I'm planning to drop down with it gracefully. Nice. Like, look at that. Price wiped there, and then bam, that's a clean one. That's a clean one. It went down to wipe, and now I'm looking. I'm trying to look at where should I enter again, because I want my money back, dog. Like, Deriv can't take 3K out of my own pockets and just go away with it just like that. So the first one was clean, and I started beating my chest. Now we want to enter again. We're trying to find where to sell again. So price rated there, and it's inside the 15-minute order block. You can see it's already rejecting right there, but there is the 5-minute order block where I think we might place our positions at. I think I ended up refining it more, but that's about the ballpark of where I placed my sell limits. So the first entry was clean. We're going to be selling again till the sell side liquidity right below that low. Now this is where I started placing my sell limits again. Where did I place it? I forgot where I placed it, but it was another clean one, dog. Like, I don't want to lie. From ATSD, how much did you have? I didn't show the amount. I was focused on entering and making sure that we capture as much. Oh, I entered right there, that 1 minute order block. So it's almost like in the middle of the 15-minute order block. So I placed in again, I doubled down, 10 more lot sizes, like positions on 10 more positions, one lot on top of the original that I've placed, and bam, look at that, another clean entry. I'm avenging. This is prime. This is prime. That I'm hungry. I want my 3K back. ATSD, we're going back 400 USD in profit, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to make sure I ride the shit out of this move. So what does prime do? I'm analyzing again. I'm like, yo, I should enter again here. So where do I enter here? I'm analyzing. I'm like, the first two were clean. What about the third one? 400 USD, 300 USD in profits. That's good. And I could notice price is going to retrace back up there. Those were my interest points, and it's another obvious entry. So big old prime, bam, fair value gap right there. Talk to me, huh? And then bam, 15-minute breaker block. This is so obvious right here. It's too simple. It's too simple, bruh. I'm good with it. So I pegged in my positions right there. 10 more lot sizes, one lot sizes, of course. I doubled down. You know, the first two entries were clean, and I knew I'm getting my money back from Deriv. If I could talk to agents, I could tell them like, yo, I'm getting my money back. From 3K to 80, bruh. Deriv knew what it was doing. So after some time, bam, look at that. We were 3 for 3. 3 for 3. 3 entries. 3 sniper entries. Dog, I'm prime. And from 80 USD, we went to 700 USD in profit. And you could clearly see this move had the most potential, because there is that big fair value gap or big imbalance, whatever I want to call it, and I want to milk it. I want all the smoke, dog. Call me Avenger. I'm part of the Avengers at this point, and I still was hungry. Look at that 5-minute order block right there. Placed in again, double down. I'm hungry right there, dog. I'm hungry. I want to go from like 80 USD to like 3K with one move. With one move. We went 3 for 3. I was so confident, and yeah. So later, price moved back to where I wanted to enter. It's like it's rejecting. I'm thinking like this price doesn't want to hit my my sell limit, so I'm going to have to enter manually. And I went in, ping 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 ping. Look at that, dog. I'm just looking at 3K here. From 80 USD, 700 USD, I went in 80 something USD margin. I was hungry. I'm tunnel vision, and then bam. Look at that, negative 53. Negative 53, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know. I don't even have the words at this point. From 30K into negatives. I tried holding on, but it just couldn't. It wasn't adding up. This thing clearly wanted to shoot up, and yeah, we lost. We lost. So yes, thank you guys for watching the video. If you learned something, then yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Or see you guys on the next video.